What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2025. This is episode number 2, and as the sun is going down, we're going to continue this episode from where we left off. I have added a couple more blocks on the side to make our base a little bit larger, and I've brought our little car up here, and I was able to do so by adding in the back wheels as propulsion wheels as well. But the sun's going to go down, meaning this is going to be an episode that's going to take place during the night, which is not a great idea for a YouTube series, but I think we're going to be able to use some lights to our advantage so that we can actually see what's going on. So let's turn our flashlight on here first and foremost, and we're gonna get some lights installed on the base so that we'll be able to see throughout the duration of this episode. In the future, I think I'm probably gonna end up sleeping through the night most of the time, but we need a bed for that. So yeah, this might be the only episode that's gonna take place probably all through the night. But let's get some stuff done. So I'd like to get our base set up a little bit better. We have currently a pretty good starter base here. We have a survival kit, we have a basic assembler, and we have a little renewable power source right there. So going forward, getting a second renewable power source going, probably not solar, since that's not going to be workable until the sun comes back around on the other side, but maybe another windmill like this, as well as a basic refinery and even a battery, I think would be really good things to get our base really started going. So yeah, let's start with the light first of all. So let me go to my little light button right here, and we're gonna put down a actually maybe I want to go with an inset light. It's going to require, well, an inset light's kind of expensive, so you know what, for now we're just going to go for a basic interior light, which is going to use some construction components. We should have some on board our ship here, so let me grab a couple. We'll grab 30 of those. We do have a wandering merchant over there. We can't really get to it unless we, again, full speed and jump off a mountain and land on it, but it is good to see that those are flying by. So I'm thinking I'm going to put a light right there, and I'm going to put another light right there. Our fuel's still critical, but that's not a huge issue. I mean, it's an issue I would like to solve, but we'll get there when we get there. So we're gonna put one of those down. We're gonna put a light on there and a light on there, and that's gonna provide us with the light that we're gonna need, hopefully, for the foreseeable future. Let's get that built up. We'll get this built up. There we go. Let's get this next one built up. And finally, we'll get this fourth one built up, giving us 4 lights on our main base. So these don't provide a terribly large amount of light, but what we can do is we can go in here, press K, go to our interior lights, and we can give them a nice color. I like this kind of off-white look. I usually do that for my lights, and we'll give them probably the max radius, honestly. Bump down their intensity so they're not blasting us with light, and that's gonna be pretty good. That's gonna give us a decent amount of light on our base, to the point where if we're far away, we can actually see that the base is nice and lit up. Next thing I want to do is a basic refinery, because we have cobalt underneath us somewhere. It's down there where the coffee stuff is. We actually do have nickel right underneath us, and we have cobalt basically underneath us. So I would like to get that cobalt going, because our welding and grinding is really slow, and inside the basic assembler we can actually build a better version of the grinder and the welder, and I'd really like to do that. I'm actually going to put those on the queue even, but we need cobalt to do that. What can we build weapon wise, by the way? Oh, okay, we could actually build a better version of these weapons, and in fact that might not be a bad idea. Well, we'll hold off on that for now, but that might not be a bad idea, considering we have the crew enabled mod, which is going to make some of these areas we might go to have a crew that we're going to have to fight with hand weapons. But yeah, okay, that's good to know. Let's immediately get started with our basic assembler. So we'll go into our G menu, type in basic, and go to our basic refinery. Grab that. Did I say basic assembler earlier? I don't know, I'm going crazy. We'll need a steel plate to place this. So let's grab a couple of them. We'll grab 100, because I know we need 100 for this thing. So plop that down, and let's start building it up. So we actually have the steel plates and the construction components done, but we're gonna need 10 computers and 10 motors as well. Do we have computers in here by chance? We do, we probably have enough. So 10 computers, and we need 10 motors as well. Oh man, making the early game easy. Look at this. Just immediately we have this basic refinery done. And we don't need those 20 steel plates at the top, because those are just armor. So we'll build this up here real quick. And then I think we might just go grab some cobalt. How much power do you require to run? 330, and what are you producing? It was 408 last episode, but now you're producing 357. So it could be that we were in a storm, and it was producing more, or it could be we're now, maybe the wind is less. I don't know. I don't know how those windmills work very well, but okay. We're gonna need another one of those for sure. So I think what I might want to do then I know that if I remember correctly, 5 blocks separation is what these guys need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me grab a couple steel plates and I'll build out a little area for these. I'll grab 100. And we're gonna do something like this. We're gonna go out 1 on this side. And we're gonna go 1, 2. Well, we're gonna go all the way this distance that this one went to about here. I can put that down. Yep. And we're gonna go up 1. I'd love to get them 1 more even, but it should be fine. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing on this one right here. So we're gonna have 2 windmills total. Actually get up there, see if I can place these in a better spot. From here, can I place these? Oh, it's kind of far, but we can barely hit it. Nice. 2, 3, and let's see if I can very sneakily get myself in a nice position for this. I have a feeling this one's not gonna do very much because it's not very high up. I would love to get that out 1 further, which we might be able to do if we sneak our way along this side right here. Oh, maybe not. I can put myself a temporary platform though, and that could allow us to do this. Temporary platform always does the trick. Oh, okay, we fell a little bit, but it's fine. We didn't fall all the way down the mountain. Can I jump up and get that one? Yes, perfect. Okay, and we're gonna use our little temporary platform to get out there a little further. Because remember, the further we are, the higher we are. Oh, we want to go down here. The more electricity those things generate to a certain point. And I believe that point is 8 blocks. Can I maybe get that other one as well? Oh, barely. I think we might be able to do it. Just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. We can get rid of our temporary platform. Let's try not to grind down the one that's directly under us like I did last episode. That almost sent me careening down the cliff there. But perfect. Okay. I'd love to go out a little bit more on this one, but I don't know if that's gonna... Well, actually, you know what we could do? With the power of 2 of these, we can probably Minecraft our way out a little bit further. Just because this should let us get a little bit of these. There we go. And that should match that. Perfect. Okay, we've got our 2 little platforms right there, and we're gonna place our windmills up here as well. So wind, I believe they're called wind turbines, not windmills, but it's not a crazy distinction, or is it? Let me know in the comments. Is windmill versus wind turbine very different? I guess a turbine generates power, whereas maybe a windmill is specifically a mill to mill things, like to turn flour into turn wheat into flour, to turn flour into wheat. Let's get some interior plates. Let's see if we have some from our crashed ship that we brought over. We do. I have 100. Nice. Okay, and let's get our wind turbines placed. Windmills are going to be cool. Windmills you'll be able to do in Space Engineers 2, I'm pretty sure. Because Space Engineers 2 is where they're adding water and stuff like that. Why can't I place you? It's probably because you're in the way. So they'll be adding water, and with that will be actual water physics where water can manipulate blocks and stuff like that, which is going to be really cool, allowing you to build windmills. Okay, let's place those wind turbines. Okay, there's our first wind turbine. And we'll build this one up so our lights actually work back on the base because they had turned off there. There we go. And let's go and place that other one as well. Here we go. Okay. Are we gonna need some materials? Yep, we're gonna need 8 motors, 18 construction components, and 24 girders and 2 computers. So we'll grab those, we'll get those started in the assembler here. Basic assembler. So I know I need some motors. Although we have motors, so it's fine. Girders is probably the one that I can't get, and maybe computers too. No, I think it's just girders that we need that we don't have on board the ship. So we'll get those producing. We'll probably have to provide it with a little bit of stone. But let's do a little cleanup here as well. Get rid of this little piece that we're not going to be using. And then we'll have our 2 wind turbines. We'll have to see if those mess with each other. It is 5 blocks of separation, but that might just be for the original wind turbine, not the dual blade wind turbine, which is a little larger. So we'll have to check on that. For this, I want to get some construction components, 18 to be specific. I want to get some motors. I think it was 10, and computers, it was 2. And then we need girders, but we're gonna need to get some stone going for that. So let's grab all the stone we can. And we have a refinery now, so it can actually process some of that scrap metal as well. There we go. We'll let it process the scrap metal first, because that's going to turn into a really easy amount of iron. It's not working with just that one, but it's fine. We're gonna have to min-max our machines just a little bit here because they're using up all the power. So we'll let this guy handle the stone and stuff first before we do anything else. Let's go and build this up. There we go, and all we need is the girders now. Perfect. So we'll have 2 wind turbines very shortly, and that's gonna give us power for a decent amount of time. And I think eventually what I might do is I might separate this out. The dreams that I have for this base are aplenty. So I feel like I want to do some sort of like observation area up here, or maybe like a floor above, which I think would be really neat because we have such a nice valley of area around us. And then going down into the voxel, it'd be really cool to have kind of a hangar down there with a carport or something facing out that way, so that a car could go over that way or something. Maybe another one facing out that way so we could have, you know, maybe even a tunnel or something like that. I don't know. It's always the early series that I got plenty of ideas that are like, I want to do all this and I want to do all that and I want to get everything done. How are you doing? 472. Wow. So we're getting a lot of iron from that scrap metal. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and I'll turn the assembler back on. Let that start producing some of our girders. Yes, exactly. And pretty soon we should be generating enough power to run hopefully all these machines at once. Would be very nice. And 24 girders, perfect. We're gonna go and plop these things inside here, and we'll see how much power we're generating from our 2 wind turbines. Okay, so what are you generating over here? You're generating 334, so it's possible they could benefit from like going out another block. Let's see, are you also producing 334, or are you producing less? I don't think you're as high as the other guy is up. You're producing more. Now that surprises me, but we'll allow it. Okay, so with those, we should be able to run maybe all these machines at once. So let's see, what are you? You're using 330, so that covers that one right there, that wind turbine. The basic assembler is using 280. And then the survival kit's using 200. So yeah, we should be able to run all of them, maybe. I don't know. Let's go get some cobalt because I really want to get better tools out here. So let's go ahead and throw all this stuff in here. Maybe why do I have 2 of these? Oh, I have 2 of these because I grabbed some that were from the from the ship, because we had another pair on the ship. So we'll put this other pair right here. If we wanted to, now we could always deassemble these into some iron, but I think it's going to be fine. So I want to grab some cobalt, which where is the cobalt? There it is, all the way down there. And we're gonna grab this stuff from the easiest point possible to access this, which is gonna be probably right here. We might even go straight on. Yeah, right here. We're gonna go straight into the voxel this direction. And we'll get some of that cobalt. So yeah, we're going straight for that stuff right there. It's directly under our base, so we could eventually build some sort of mine that goes all the way down to the cobalt, which would be a cool thing with like a mine shaft, or maybe even an elevator. Heck, that we could do elevators now that we have pistons that can actually set their length with a programmable block, or not a timer block was what I mean. So that makes elevators really easy.
Inventory full.
So what did I collect there? A lot of stone and a lot of cobalt. Okay, I'm gonna bring both back because we can use the stone for processing into iron, silicon, and nickel. We'll bring everything back here. Our first load of actual ores in this series. It's a monumental time. Let's go ahead and put this stuff in here. We'll process the cobalt first. If we can. Yes, we can. Perfect. I'm never sure which one because the basic refinery can do some stuff, but not everything. I think it can't handle gold, silver, platinum, uranium, that stuff, but it can handle cobalt, which is really good. And so that's going to allow us to build, yes, okay, we're already building our enhanced welder here. And then right after that, we should be building our enhanced grinder. Let's let that process all the things for that. And we'll grab the enhanced welder here as well. Here is the extra stone and then a little bit of cobalt as well. So that should give us all the silicon that we need for this. Any second now we should reach that 6 and it'll start producing the enhanced grinder. What do we need for the level 3, by the way? I don't think, no, we can't build it with this. We're gonna need the actual refinery for that, unfortunately. But these should speed up our stuff very quickly. We'll give it a second. We should have our advanced grinder pop in right here. And there it is, perfect. Put that in our inventory, then we'll press G, go to character tools, and we're gonna pop these down into the grinder section and the welder section. So now we have a speedier set of tools. Very nice. Okay, we've already upgraded. Episode 2, and we're already getting upgrades. So with these new tools, I think our next step is going to be building a battery for the base. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Or we can build a cargo container. I think both would be something that we'd want. If we put a cargo container, we can put one right here. What would a cargo container take, actually? Let me go to my cargo container here, grab a small cargo container. So 30 interior plates we can do. The metal grids, I bet you we have the metal grids from all the little thrusters that we had on our ship. Let me grab some interior plates and see about building this thing. So there's a couple of them. We'll plop this right here. I like making a nice little line with my early game stuff. Assembler into survival kit, into refinery, into cargo container. That's a nice little line of conveyor. So let's see what you require. I'm just gonna right click on this and let's see if I can grab stuff from here. Actually, I was able to grab everything. Very nice. Okay. I guess that doesn't really surprise me because it's not a very advanced thing to try and build. But let's go and try and throw most of our stuff into our cargo container now, so we don't have to have it like sitting on the ship. So I'll use the Alt middle mouse button to put everything in my inventory into the cargo container, so I don't have to go into it. And we'll make a couple of easy trips here over to the cargo container. Just a couple more trips left, and we should be good. Forgetting we do have this ammo that we could do something with, although I've noticed nothing's spawning yet. Now in episode 1, well, stuff is spawning. We have a wandering merchant over there chilling, but in episode 1 I actually did not have the modular encounter systems mod installed, which is a required mod for all the parallax and, you know, all that stuff, the little ships that fly around, and also the bases that spawn on the planet. So I didn't have that mod installed. Somehow some of the ships were still working, but I need that. Let's put those in. Let's put that in. But yeah, I didn't have it, so maybe that's why we didn't have any bases spawn. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think probably as we explore a little further away from our base, we'll start seeing stuff spawn. It's starting to get really dark, by the way. Can I just say that this mountain over here looks beautiful in that light? That's so nice. Just the nice light blue up top and then the darker on the bottom. Over on this side, however, it's looking a little darker. We have some green aurora looking stuff above us. But, okay, the base is really coming along. What do I want to do next? What I could do, yeah, this actually wouldn't be a bad idea. If I remove these blocks right here, and we put like something like this up there, yeah, and I replace these with some interior blocks instead. That'll cost a little bit less, and I can actually maybe build them up instead of having to spend a bunch of steel plates on that. So let's go grab our interior wall, and we'll build a... I want to do the sci-fi one or the basic. I guess we'll do the basic just for the start. Let's grab a couple of interior... Oh, I forgot they're not in there anymore. They're over here. Let's grab a couple of interior things, and we'll place these right there. So these I would actually like to build up. So I'm just gonna get one and then do a Control Shift middle mouse button. And that is gonna put 10 times that inside here, which is gonna require 1500 iron. It's a lot of iron. How much do we have right now? Iron wise, 600, 200. Yeah, so we have a decent amount of iron. I'll take everything out of the survival kit here. There we go, and I already know that I'm gonna need a little bit more iron, so I might as well run down to where the iron is gonna be. Oh, it's pitch black. This is, by the way, Space Just Got Real mod that makes everything pitch black. When you don't have Space Just Got Real, you have a little bit of ambient light that allows you to see basically at night a little bit. But when you have this mod, the nighttime, if I had my flashlight off, you just see nothing. You don't even see your, well, you can see your feet, but you can't see the ground. So Space Just Got Real is one that I really love to run, even though it makes stuff super dark. So we're looking for iron, and we found it right here. We've got to be a little careful as we go down to it because we can't climb out of the hole very easily without a jetpack. So let's get down here into this iron. And you know what I might do as well? I might do a quick little expedition over to the snow to see if I can grab a little bit of ice. Okay, here's our iron. Let's grab as much of this stuff as we can, because in Space Engineers you can never have too much iron. That's my motto. No matter how much iron you've collected, it's only gonna last you an episode or two. And then you'll need to go and grab more after that. Okay, back up to our beautiful base on the top of the little mountain here. Okay, here's a little bit of iron. Cobalt is nice. It's nice to have a lot of cobalt. It sells for a lot at the trade stations, and it's useful for a lot of things as well, but it takes forever to refine. You can see we've had this cobalt sitting in here for ages, and it's only refine a little bit of it. The iron, on the other hand, refines a lot quicker, and you start getting this stuff very quickly. So let me just right click a lot of these and then see if I can grab all the components we want. And this welder is still relatively slow, but it's a lot faster than the other welder. So I think I'm fine with that. So let's get this nice flooring in, because I don't like looking at the just the empty area. I mean, could you imagine trying to walk on this stuff? It's like we're walking across rafters in an attic. No, I want to have a nice floor. I am very happy to see that the refinery and the assembler are working at the same time. How much are you guys producing now, by the way? 334 still. Yeah, I do wonder if extending it like 1 or 2 to the side will actually do some good for us. Maybe I'll try that real quick. So let me grab a little bit of steel plate here, and I'll extend it probably 2. And let's see how that does. Let me give myself a nice little slope here so I can get up there. Without the jetpack, it's a little weird, but okay. Going out this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's gone. We've just sent that into the abyss. Oh, and another one. I should be a little more careful. There we go. Okay, let's remove this one and see if it does a little bit better if we put it off to the side there instead. So we gotta back up a little bit. These are a little tricky to place. That's why I usually... Oh, that's risky. Oh, that was a risky jump. I don't know why I did that. But let's build this one up and see if it does a little bit better than 334 with this extra 2 blocks of space. Let's see. Well, that's not ideal. It's doing a little bit worse, in fact. Should be a lot higher. Let me remove this to see if maybe this is causing some issues. I don't think it would. Let's see, is it now doing any better? 301. Why is it doing worse in this location than it was over there? And I bet you that one's doing better even than the first one. Yeah, that one's doing 405 even. How come that one's doing worse? I don't know. That's a mystery. Oh well. Let's continue building our nice floors. Oh man, it's starting to get really foggy over here. We have our home right there. Let's remove our home GPS signal here real quick. I'll also turn off these ones for now because I don't want them sitting there. We can turn off Coffini as well because we are here. And heck, we can turn off, well, no, I'll keep Distress Beacon on as like a permanent reminder that we need to go there until we do go there. And let's make our new home signal right here. So home 0.0 for the little eyes because it's a cool look, I guess. I don't know. And perfect. So while this is working on the last remaining stuff for our thing right here, I think we're gonna go and grab a little bit more iron. It's really funny when it becomes foggy like this, you really get a lot of the atmospheric light. I don't know if that's something with the mod, the Space Just Got Real mod, or if that's just a thing that happens when there's a lot of fog. Okay, we're gonna grab a little bit of iron here, as much as possible. And we did manage to get a little bit of stone also, but that's fine. Oh, we have a red thing, an ember ship. I'm gonna mine a little bit of this so I can actually get out of here a little bit easier. Yeah, we have an ember ship up there, just driving around. I guess it's not really gonna mess with us unless we mess with it, so that's a good sign. One thing I might do, actually, so the way that the game is by default when you have these mods, the modular encounter spawner, is the ships that spawn will spawn near your grid, but they'll never really have a flight path that goes over your grid, because if they did, they could potentially, you know, wipe you out. But what I might do is I might alter that so that they can actually have a flight path that goes over us, which would be a little more interesting, because then we might have one of these ships spawn and kind of like fly right over us. So maybe I'll do that for the next episode or something like that. Or maybe when we get our first turrets, I'll do that. Let's grab our refinery, throw this iron in there. We'll throw the stone as the second thing. And then we should have at least almost enough of this stuff for our floor. That stuff is still building. I'm starting to think a little bit about base design. And I think what I want to do is something like this, where we put, you know, a block right here. This would be like our main wall, for instance. And then, oh, how are we gonna get back up there? I guess we're gonna go up this way. We put our main wall right there, and then we kind of follow the mountain as it goes down. So we'd use one of these blocks and do something like this. So we have this sort of armored wall, and then that would come out there just like it is already. And yeah, so this would continue going down that way, kind of following the mountain like that. And then this would kind of curve around a little bit, so we eventually have this really nice kind of penthouse sort of deal at the top of this mountain with windows in every direction and stuff like that. And then maybe in the center, maybe right here, or maybe off to the side a little bit, we have this elevator that's gonna bring us down to a lower level inside this base. I think that'd be really cool. Kind of reminiscent of the third season of Space Engineers that we did on Mars, where we had that elevator in the center of the base that brought you all the way down to the bottom. I think that'd be kind of neat. Oh, I just saw some lightning over there. We have lightning damage turned off because otherwise it likes to systematically target your grids, and you. But it is cool to see. I'm gonna go ahead and expand the little built area that we have out to meet up with this right here, so that we have just a big pad of blocks. And then maybe on the top level here, maybe off to the, if you're looking this way, off to the left of the base there, we could do some landing pads for eventual ships that we might have. We're gonna want to build a ship rather soon because of that distress beacon over there. So maybe next episode will be the episode we build our first little ship that we can actually drive over there and check that out, see what that's about. So let me grab some more of these interior plates and build up this stuff right here. And I think I'm gonna keep it like this for now. Where we have steel plates on the side. Maybe I'll eventually change that. But for now, we'll have a pad of 3 width that goes the entire length of the base. So I'm gonna right click some of these, add them to our build planner, make sure it's going in there, and okay, perfect. We've got this first layer done. I'm gonna go and grab a little bit more iron while we're down here. Oh, it's getting dark, so I guess the fog is going away now. We'll turn our light back on here. And let's go get a little bit more iron. And then I believe that's the cobalt hole. And the iron hole should be down here somewhere. Yes, perfect. Right about where the grass is. Okay, we'll grab a little bit of iron so that we can continue building. There's a full inventory of iron. You know, one thing that we could do that would be interesting is with the automatons update, we can actually make like a little drone bot that follows us around, and then we could give it, we could have it act as an extra inventory. That'd be an interesting idea. Let's grab the refinery, make sure that the iron is prioritized there instead of the cobalt. Do we want to potentially build a proper assembler in this episode? It wouldn't be a bad idea because the proper assembler, the refinery would be tricky because the refinery would require a lot of iron. I think it needs 1,000 steel plates at the minimum. The assembler just needs a lot of computers. I guess then if we do an assembler, the problem becomes we don't have enough power for that, so we really need to get another source of power. Be that a solar tower or more windmills or something like that. I could really drastically expand this windmill farm a little bit. Maybe one on either side would double our power. How are you guys doing now, by the way? 301. Yeah, this one really is not doing so well. I really wonder why. Unless I got the numbers backwards. Is it 8 separated and then 5 from the voxel? It could be. Maybe this still needs to be a little further than it is. Okay, it's coming along. We need more iron though, so let's head back down to get some iron. If I was smart, what I would do is I would take the car down with me, grab iron, throw it into the car, and then come back with a full load of car iron. You know what? I am smart. I'm smart. I'm determining that right now I'm gonna do a smart play, and we're gonna do that. Even though it costs us a lot of time to run down there and then run all the way back up for the car. But yeah, no, we're doing the smart thing. Oh gosh, we really need to add some lights to this thing, don't we? There's the iron. And there's the iron hole. Perfect. Okay, let's park up right there.
Fuel critical.
I forgot to hit the brakes. Let me hit the brakes. There we go. Last thing we want is our car driving away from us without a jetpack to chase it down. Okay, we'll probably at some point want to go grab some nickel as well, but we haven't currently run into a nickel bottleneck, so I'm not really going to worry about that quite yet. When we need it, it's there. We have nickel on this side of the iron, and we have more nickel even on that side of the iron over there. So we've got plenty of nickel if we need it. This is probably my 5th trip up, and we have a good 14k iron in here. I think I'm just gonna keep going until this thing is full, which is, oh, we're about halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my iron and we'll make it, I swear. Whoa.
Inventory full.
All right, I have a feeling this one right here. Yep, two items cannot be deposited. 26,000 iron and only 914 stone. Not bad. Not too shabby. Let's head back on our little car that we definitely need to throw some lights on. Maybe we'll spend a little bit of this episode working on the car, making it look a little bit better and you know, have lights. That'd be a good idea. Heck, we could, you know what we could do? Let's bring the car onto the grid. Why not? It might bottom out. There, yep, there we go. There we go. Car's on the grid now. Nice. All right. The car is up here and we can actually work on it if we want to very easily. So I'm just gonna bring everything over here. It's gonna take a couple trips, but give me 1 second and let's get all this stuff carried over. It's gonna take me a lot of trips. probably like 12 trips. If I had to guess. If I had to venture a guess. All right, there's all of the iron. Let's look at our refinery and make sure that the iron's going first because we're gonna need a lot of it. And then I'm gonna grab what I can out of my build planner and build up a little bit more of this interior wall. Is it sacrilege that we're using this interior wall as an interior floor? Maybe. But do I care? Probably not. Okay, let's keep building. Wow, yeah, that stuff actually did pretty well. We can build up most of this. Last interior wall, and we have our nice little starting strip done. Look at that, that's beautiful. That's a nice, you know what, that is nice. I like this. Okay, so what we're gonna do here real quick is we're going to do a little bit of work on the Rover. And for starters, I'm gonna remove this entire cargo container. We might put it back. Oh, we have a hunchback dropship from the independent contractors flying over us. We're gonna put it back somewhere, but we need to figure out how we want to sort of lay this guy out. So let me look actually real quick. What do we have in our cargo containers? Because this one right here was a DLC one. Is it inside here? Let's look at the small grid stuff. Yeah, it's a DLC one that I've never used. And it looks a little like that. Ooh, we might use that. I mean, we could put it up like this. Would that be a little weird? So what we could do is something like that, where we have one right there, and then a second one kind of on the opposite side of that. So right there. We can get it built up. Yep, kind of like that. So we have those two. And that would look a little bit cool. And then what we'd probably want to do is get a second set of wheels back here, because a lot of the weight's going to be on that back section where it's going to be a very back heavy instead of front heavy. So I think this isn't a bad idea. We also might want to go 3x3 wheels for this guy. If we're going to make it a little cargo rover, I think we might need to. Yeah, we're going to do it like this. We're going to have our two cargo containers just like that. And they're going to maybe connect back here. We'll figure it out if we want to do that. But yeah, that's going to be how we're going to handle this. We'll do a little bit of body work here as well to make this look a little bit nicer with some angles instead of it just being like it was, I guess. Let's go out here. All right, already I think that looks pretty good, having these little wheel things instead of what it was before. So we'll do the same here. So kind of like this. And then this as well. Then bring this around like so. There we go. This is looking much better. So we have a nice little bit of angle right there with a light kind of sitting right there as well. And I like that look. We're gonna have to add some front lights as well. But we'll get there when we do. Let's start by... I should be able to remove these now that there is a bottom for these guys, so they won't just fall. Perfect. And let's build these up. So modular cargo containers, what are they going to require? They're going to require a lot of interior plates, construction components, but that's pretty much it. Not too much of the other stuff. So we'll try and get everything, and it looks like it was successful. So I'll trust that. Let's see if we can get it all built up. There we go, modular container 1 and modular container number 2. It'd be nice if we can connect them in the middle right here. But, and we could, in fact, if this battery weren't here, but the way we've set it up, it looks like we won't be able to. That's fine. I don't really care about having this interconnected. And if we really wanted to connect it, we can probably do so up top right there, connecting it with that, even though it would be a small connection, which has its own downfalls. But, okay. This... What's 30K and 30K, so this can carry 6 times as much as it was able to before we started messing with this. Not bad. Not too shabby as far as upgrades go. Okay, for now, this is what we have right here. It's got a little bit, actually, these aren't even welded up, but I added some corner LCDs right here, which I don't know what I'm gonna put there, but it's an interesting idea, I thought. Can't add, no, it was able to add the computers, right? I'll make sure those are in production just in case we weren't able to. Yeah, I can't add the 2 computers, but there we go. We got them built. These little LCDs, though, if you're in first person right here, you can actually see them in the bottom of your screen right there. So I thought it'd be a kind of a cool idea to have little LCDs there with some extra information, since we only have the 1 LCD right there. Again, don't know what I'll put there, but it's just a cool little thing. And then other than that, we've got the lights on the front, we've got the spotlights, we've got the lights on the side, no lights on the back, but it's probably not needed yet. If we find that it's needed, we'll do something about that. And then we've only got the 2 wheels still, or the 2 wheels on the front and 2 wheels on the back. I thought maybe I'd do like 2 extra wheels on the back, but we'll see if this gets bogged down too much, and if it does, we'll add those. But for now, I think that's looking pretty good for our little Rover. All right, the car's looking pretty great. I want to real quick check what's our iron looking like right now? What's our iron situation? We still have 15K iron. We have 6.21K. So maybe we don't actually need to grab any iron right now. We might need to grab some nickel at some point, but I think we spend a little bit of time working on the base and kind of figuring out how we want this thing designed, because before we build an assembler, before we build a refinery, any of that stuff, it's probably a good idea to know where we're going to want to put that stuff. So the way that I'm thinking we want to do this is let me go down here real quick and see what it is down here. Let me turn on my flashlight so I can see. Okay, so I think probably having this go out all the way to here wouldn't be a bad idea, something like that. I'm thinking what we want to do is let's have the base go out to about there, and we'll do the same thing that we kind of did over there with the edge piece, and this will be kind of like, I'm thinking we're going for like a circular sort of thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in between there. So we might make sure we go out 7 on this one as well. So there's 3, 4, 5 right there, and then 6, 7 right there. And then what I want to do is try and bring this to that side so that they connect nicely. So I think we can use, there's a block for this, and I think it's maybe on number 6 right there. Is it this one? I think it might be that one. I'm gonna need to grab a little bit of, can I limbo below this? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna need to grab a little bit more steel plates here. So let's run all the way back around to our little ramps that let us get back on the base and grab some steel plates. So 93, we're gonna start running out of steel plates, which isn't great, but we'll deal with that when we need to. Okay, so bring that in like that, and then we're gonna use, I think there's one that goes along with that. Is it this one? Is it this one? I think it's that one, yeah, right? I think so. So I'm thinking something kind of like that right there will be our edge of the base, and then we'll do some of these interior plate blocks that we've been doing everywhere else. So let's get some interior plates and build up this area as well. So we'll fill in all this area with that stuff right there. All right, I've got a little bit of this dome built out. It's pretty large, but I think it'll be fine. We've got a lot of these interior walls. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab one, Control Shift middle mouse button, and then do that a couple more times to put 10 times that 3 times. So that's gonna be 30 times those blocks, and that should give us enough for this entire area. What I'm gonna do on the sides right here is I'm gonna look for a window block that'll fit nicely there. So I could use these, because those would fit nice. Well, those wouldn't fit nicely, would they? Well, they kind of would. They'd give a little lip on the outside, which honestly, having a little lip on the outside might not be bad. But the problem with the other windows is I don't think they offer an option. We could use these diagonal ones. Those would look pretty good, right? Let's try the diagonal ones. Hang on. So let's try this guy. Ooh, I kind of like that. We'll do a railing one as well. So this is going to require girders. Let's go in here and ask this to build us 100 girders. And we'll tell it to build that first, just so we can get these placed. So I'm not too worried about queuing up, 4,000 worth of iron, because we do actually have that much iron at this point. Looking down here, we have 9,000 iron just from the basic refinery refining this stuff. It's been refining rather slowly, but it has refined enough that we can, get quite a bit of this stuff going. So we'll grab as many girders as we can. We're gonna be placing these like this. So something like that, and then same thing on this side. And I'll probably remove these temporarily before I build up the blocks near them, but yeah, it's gonna end up looking like that, and then this will go across also. So we're gonna need a lot of steel plates. Production, what would it take to build me 100 steel plates? That's like 2,000. Yeah, that's a lot of iron. 2,000 iron for that. Alternately, if I didn't want to use steel plates for this, I could try and find another. I think I do, because this is going to give us at least some armor on the outside, and I think I do want a little bit of armor just in case a Reaver comes over and decides to, smite us with its Reaver powers. Am I messing you up, by the way? No, you're still doing 301, okay. You know what? I think I might actually undo this real quick, and I might do something just a little bit different, because I'm thinking this is way too big of a platform for us to have that would make sense, as like a base. So what I might do is, I like where these lights are, although I might remove them and turn them into inset lights. Because at least if I did that, they wouldn't be taking up a block. But what I might do is I might take our windows here, grab the one with the railing, and plop them like this. So we'd have our windows coming in on this side. We'd still have this whole platform area, but it would become like a landing platform for vehicles. And then we do the same thing on this side. So instead of having these, we would do them right about here. Yeah, so instead of that, that's gonna be a steel plate again. There we go. Maybe now you see the vision. So you come out here, you got your landing pad right here where you have your ships. You come out here, you got your maybe landing pad or maybe just like some outside stuff that we have or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, I saw some lighting off in the distance. Okay. You know, this little thing we're building would make an excellent ramp for this vehicle to drive right off the other side. No, we're not actually gonna careen our vehicle off the edge there. How much silicon do we have, by the way? Real quick. 46 silicon, and what is this gonna require? 3,000 silicon. Okay, let's undo all this stuff before it uses up all my silicon. I guess I'm just gonna produce more steel plates for now. So these are gonna unfortunately require a lot of bulletproof glass, which means lots of silicon, which means we're gonna have to go grab some silicon. So while we have the fog here, I think maybe let's first refuel our stuff here, so we're refueling from the base instead of from the rover. And then let's go grab some silicon. So we remember that in Silicon Valley down there, we did have a silicon spot that we can go to. So we'll go there and grab, you know, some. And then let's head down as carefully as we can. How much power do we have? Okay, we have enough power, we're good. Oh, we're gonna bottom out there for a second, but that's okay. That never slowed us down. All right, let's head on over to the silicon patch. In the complete darkness, this is why we added lights to our rover. It's very important to have lights on your rovers. We don't want to go too fast because we'll find a random hole in the middle that we didn't expect. All right, here we are coming up on the silicon, and let's find ourselves a nice little place to mine into the mountain. And I'm thinking probably right here will be perfect. Okay, engage that parking brake, and let's see where that stuff is. The closest silicon to me is right below me. I don't want to mine straight down though, so I think I'm gonna mine like this. Into this mountain right here, so that we can just run up and deposit it into our ship and then get another load of the stuff. Okay, with this little inventory full of silicon, I think this might be as much as we need. I'll grab the rest of the stuff that's on the floor there, but we have plenty. So we have 23K in there and then 12K in there. I think I'm fine with that amount of silicon for now. So there's no need to fill up the ship, especially since it would take a long time to do so. Let's start heading on back to our home sweet home, if we can find it. Let's see if we can get back without using our GPS coordinate. I know it's kind of in the direction of that distress beacon, so we'll just head in that direction. Oh, that's a wall. That's new. I wasn't expecting to see that. But hey, worst case, well, I guess best case, we'll find some ores as we're going. That'd be quite nice. Okay, I'm a little bit lost. I don't think this is my mountain. So you know what? We're gonna have to use our GPS coordinate. Oh, what the heck? Are we really that steep? Okay, well, let's turn ourselves. So we're against the grain there. Apparently I'm on the side of a mountain. That's what you get for not looking at the angle indicator. Okay, let's find out where home is. Oh, we were a kilometer away. Okay, we were heading in the wrong direction. That'd do it. Whoa, 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 whoa! What was that? Why are we dragging?
Fuel critical.
What's going on over here? Do we have a flat? Oh, you know what? I know what's happening. We need to increase the strength of our wheels. The wheels start to sag as you get a lot of weight on them, so if you go into your wheels and then bump up the strength attribute here, they'll go back to their normal height. You just gotta remember to do that if you get a lot of, ores or something. There's our base. Look at that. Beautiful. You can actually see it with all those lights. Okay, here's the final climb up to our beautiful mountain. Oh, okay, we came at it from a weird angle because we made that detour. But we should be able to get up here if we don't bottom out. Yep, nice. Perfect. All right, we'll go all the way over here, park right there, and then we can go ahead and remove a little bit of this silicon. Oh, did I break you? Yes, wow, I did, quite a bit. Let's put the stuff that's required for that in there. What about you? No, you're fine. Most of this stuff's fine, but it looks like I did break that a little bit. There we go, back up and running. So we'll go ahead and put a little bit of the silicon in here. It's so slow though, and that is a problem. So we are gonna wanna build a refinery at some point to get this stuff to speed up a little bit, but we should have a little bit of steel plates now. So hopefully I can actually build up some of these. I'm not gonna try and build up all of them, but I at least wanna get this nice strip done so that it looks pretty decent. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, if you can imagine that going kind of all the way around, that's kind of what we're going for here. We'll do like a door here. What kind of door? Maybe we could definitely get away with an offset door, but I don't know if that's the look that I want. I think I do kind of like the narrow door. The narrow door is a good look. So you know what? Let's try it. Let's grab all the stuff we can for a narrow door and plop that right there. It's gonna require some displays, some computers, but it's nothing we can't build relatively easily. Okay, there we go. And here's gonna be our narrow door that's gonna go out to our temporary landing pad. And we'll eventually build a hangar, we'll eventually build a bunker, we'll eventually build some cool stuff like that, but for now, this is gonna be our little landing pad. I think that's not bad at all. The same thing on this side with one of those. We're gonna try and grab everything we can, put everything else into production. Build that up a little bit. By the time we built there, we should have everything produced. And perfect. That's looking good. All right, that's not too shabby of a base, I gotta say. It's got those nice windows, which aren't built up yet. We need to get all that silicon processed, but this is gonna be the hangar, and I think that's a pretty decent hangar. We can do maybe right, probably right here. What do we want? Probably right here. 1 block and a half, 1 block and a half, 2 block. Okay, no, maybe right here. I think in 3 spots we can actually build out some inset connectors. So we can do one right here, one right here, and one right here, and those should be, you know, even. So we can have up to 3 ships just kind of chilling here on this platform. And I think that's gonna do us pretty well. I mean, we had a 3-ship hangar in the Europa series 2024, and that actually served us pretty well for a long time until we had to build 2 extra ones. But just having these 3 right here, I think are gonna be fine for a lot of the early game here. Okay, I've gone and used a couple steel plates, but I've got the entire platform built out from what I want, and I think this is pretty good. Instead of maybe this, what we can do is we can have something a little more gradual so that if we want to bring our car up there, it doesn't bottom out every time. Although, maybe that's going to be a little trickier than I thought. Will this actually work fine? Yeah, I guess it will. But anyway, yeah, I don't think this is too bad of a base. We're just gonna need to really ramp up production. And I don't know how we're gonna do ores this season. I don't know if I'm gonna use PAM ships like we did last season or not. They definitely make things a whole lot easier, but is it too easy? That's the real question. All right, let's see what these look like. This bay window railing. Oh yeah, that's not bad. I think, yeah, if we have a couple more of these guys all the way down, that would be pretty cool. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna have once we have all these things built up, we're gonna have a really cool base. But in order to do that, I think a refinery is probably a big thing that we're gonna want. Okay, let me just real quick put those in real quick so we don't have like a hole in the grid. The problem I think with putting a refinery up, let me see real quick. If I put up a refinery, we'll put up a base like a normal looking refinery instead of having the industrial. Where can I put that? If I stick a refinery somewhere, it would be best probably right here because that goes directly into there. This is probably not the final layout that we'll have, but a refinery right there would be good. And then we could toss an assembler pretty much anywhere. Let me see what the refinery would take. Can we build up the refinery? Well, we have the large steel tubes. Oh my gosh, it is so foggy. I didn't even realize how foggy it had gotten, but look at this. Wow. Also, these are traveling very, very slowly. 120 kilowatts, that's not great, but I guess there's like no wind. It's just fog everywhere. So there's probably not a lot we can do then in order to build this guy. There we go. We've got everything in our basic assembler now. I'll put everything except for the steel plates in there first. But we need 1,100 steel plates, which is gonna cost 23,000 iron. How much iron do we have, by the way? Not that much. Not nearly that much, so we're gonna need to go get some soon. Survival kit, might as well throw that stuff inside here. So while that stuff produces, I guess let's head on down and do an iron run real quick. We still have a lot of stuff inside here. We didn't take everything out, but I think it's fine because we have a lot of storage space on this thing. So let's back up. Hit the, oh man, hit the brakes. Gotta be really careful when going backwards and hitting the brakes because this thing's gonna like to flip backwards. Okay, iron. Would be down here. Yep, perfect. So let's get, for iron, we can really get as much as we want. We don't need to worry about, like, for silicon, we didn't get a crazy amount, but we'll get as much as we can for iron and hopefully come back with more iron than we need for now. All right, I'm thinking we got a decent amount of iron. I definitely didn't fill this thing up, although we kind of came close. We have 40,000 iron in that one and then none in the other one because we only filled up this one. The sun is starting to come up. You can see that we got the nice green hue on the mountains over there. So let's head on back to our beautiful base on the mountain. We're gonna go up the mountain. Oh man, our base is pretty large. Oh shoot, are we not gonna be able to get up the mountain with this amount of stuff? Uh-oh, we're sliding down the mountain. Okay, let's hit our wheels with max power and see what that does for us. Oh gosh, okay. Okay, it's too much power. It's like a motorcycle. When you hit with max power, you kind of do a wheelie. We gotta be a little careful here. Going up this thing with max power. I don't think we can go all the way to the top. I'm using the gyro to angle ourselves down because it keeps trying to do a wheelie. Uh-oh. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Vroom vroom. Vroom vroom? Not even invoking the words of vroom vroom is getting us up. Oh yes, there we go. Okay, it's a little less steep up here, so I think we could probably do this. Oh my gosh, we need little thrusters on this thing. Oh shoot, okay. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. No. Ah! Oh no! Alright, we somersaulted our car.
Fuel critical.
Did we oh, we damaged it. Oh, we damaged this one big time. Uh-oh. Alright, good job, me. We managed to break a car. I just finished watching the premiere earlier of episode 1, and one thing you guys were saying is that I crash a lot, because at the start of my series always seemed to have me crashing, and, well, here we go. This is more proof that I do crash, you know, somewhat frequently. Well, I guess that's what I get for trying to overload my car and then bring it up a steep mountain. Oh man, the sun is really coming out, and there's my flipped over rover. I'm bringing some iron over to the base because we're out of iron for building stuff up, and I need to build up the stuff for that container that took a little bit of damage. I'm surprised nothing on the ship exploded. That's nothing short of a miracle, really. I would like to put this stuff in there and then throw that into the main priority. So that's going to allow us to build this stuff up at least. And then what I'm going to have to do is somehow figure out how to reflip my rover, which shouldn't be that hard. I can probably use the gyro on it, maybe, or the battery method. It is nice though to see that the sun is finally coming up. We've worked throughout the entire night. What do we need here? We need some more interior plates. Yeah, more computers. Okay, I've got most of the materials to build that thing up. The only thing I'm missing is the motors. But let's see if we can get most of it built up at least. That's enough of it built up that I'm not... Oh, actually it's functional. Oh man, so I can actually even get the stuff from there. Nice, okay. So what I want to do is see if I can manage to flip it somehow. Can I flip it this way? Oh man, that's a hard hit, but yes, we were able to flip it. Nice. Okay, so now I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the parking brake, which does nothing, apparently. All right, well, let's let it slide down the mountain then, since it's extremely heavy. Uh-oh. 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 Hit the brakes, hit the brakes, hit the brakes, hit the brakes. This is a very dangerous game. Oh! Oh no! Well, we're on our side now.
Fuel critical.
I think that's because we're super heavy on one side and not on the other. Can I manage to flip myself? Okay, I managed to flip myself again. You know, maybe all I need is a running start. Maybe if I get a running start, I can manage to get myself most of the way up the mountain. As long as we have speed on our side, we can't be stopped, technically. An object in motion will stay in motion until I tell it not to. Let's go. Full speed up this mountain. We're not playing around anymore. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. Easy peasy. All it takes is a little bit of brute force speed. That's all you need. Brute force speed, it's all you need. Get to the top of the mountain. There you go. Back where it belongs. In one piece. Well, mostly one piece. These probably took some damage. Yeah, that still needs the motors. But yeah, in one piece. All right, we're back at our base. We've got a nice base going. I think this is a pretty good design with our landing pad over here, our exterior area over here, power over there. You know, we've got something good going. We've got a nice rover. It's got a couple flaws, sure. No, what rover doesn't have any flaws? But I think it's a decent design, and I like where we're going. We're not going to drive off this. Maybe we will once this series ends. We'll drive a car off this, but no, not now. Anyways, I think that's where we're going to end this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. A little bit more progress getting done. Next episode, we might try and build a flying ship and then head on over to the distress beacon over there. That would be a bit of an adventure, but I don't really want to try doing it with a rover because I don't think we'd be able to get over these mountains here. They look a little tall. So yeah, look forward to that next episode. And yeah, with that, that's the end of this one. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, put your comments, your suggestions down below in the comment section, and I will see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival 2025.